Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, this is the world away, and we now got issue 84 of Eagle Moss's Build the Delorean. Okay, in this one, as you can see from all the gumph on the back, we're going to be working on the engine surrounds. Let me address something quickly about the red wire. I was aware that the red wire on this goes through the hole. I chose not to do that. I did put a message up on the screen because I want to use the wires to add a bit more detail to the other components in the back there. Read the statuses that I put up on the screen. But yeah, I was aware I did that. That wasn't a mistake that time. So yeah, all good. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing on this one, let's show you the magazine. Looking like that, there's all the bits that we've got and stuff like that. We're going to be putting the surround in by the look of it. That looks like some sort of water tank or something there, an expansion tank. That looks like a roll bar or something. And then we're just putting the surround in. So I reckon by the time we get to this stage down here, we're going to be pretty much ready to put this in the frame. I can't wait to do that. But without further ado, let's get started. Don't know what this one's going to be like. It doesn't look as fiddly as the last one, thank God. So let's get cracking on it. Step one, basically, we're going to be taking this section here. Looks just like this one here, and it's got these little extrusions on the side. There is actually two kinds of this. The one we want is the one that's got these holes in, not the one that's just got that on it. We want this one here, because what we're going to be doing is we've got these little silver things, and these are going to be attaching to this. So we've got two of these. They are directional, so what we want is the ones with the, you've got the dot. As a matter of fact, actually, looking at them, you've got a sort of like a key on that section there, so it can only go in one way. Try and put it in the other way, you're going to have a bad time. So those two are going to be fitting in just like that's the first one in, and last but not least, isn't that typical? I have a little bit of trouble there, and that's the second one in. That was step one. And step two, we're going to be securing these in place. They really want these secured hard because on the other side there, we're going to be putting some AP screws. As you've seen that though, look, they don't fall out. They're quite sturdy in there, so it's a shame that we're going to have to screw this in. But I do as the instructions tell me, because if I don't, I get 100 comments saying I've done it wrong. But, you know, I mean, sometimes I do things wrong and I try and cover it. Did I do that this time, I wonder? No, that red wire, I definitely wanted to add a bit of wires around that back bit there, because if we're going to be putting the coloured wire, wrapping it around this section here, it goes without saying that all the other wires would probably be in a mess around the components as well. So we'll have to see. I'll show you at the end of this video actually my idea for the flux bands, because I don't think I'm going to be using Eagle Moss's solution for that. I think I'm going to be using light wire, EL rope I think they call it. I've got some here, so I'll show you what it's like. The trouble is though, the EL rope that I got is blue, so I think it needs to be white. Well, that's what I've been hearing anyway, and I think the white looks better. I've got one more screw to put in there, and then that's those in. But yeah, the EL rope is definitely the way to go, I reckon, because it does look pretty impressive. I won't put it on the vehicle, I'll just show you what the rope looks like. But anyway, look, there you go. That's those two bits in there. Screwed in with 4 screws on the back there, so that was step 2 done. Okay, so step 3 now, we're going to need this little expansion tank here, and that's going to be going on the other side of it, which looks just like that. And as you can see, these are just going to be pieced together, just like that. So we've got a little tank on there. And this is held in by 2 screws there. The 2 screws this is going to go in is the AP screws again. As if I didn't know, because like AP screws is what's holding this whole vehicle together. So right, we'll put the first one in. At the moment, I'm pretty happy with how easy this magazine is. Now I have got, today's Thursday, I've got another one coming out today. We've got issue 85. But at the moment, that's still sitting in the newsagents. So I've sent out the trusty wife to go and get that for me. But there we go, that's that done there, no problems. And all we need to do then is just put the little filler cap in, and that just slots in like that. Perfect, really. Don't need to glue that in, that was quite full of resistance and stuff like that. The way they've got it round is basically pointing that way, not that way, but I suppose it's your own personal preference really, how you have that. But that's the little expansion tank thing there. They don't actually name this piece in this section, so I'm sure someone can tell me what that is. But this is going to be attached to the bits that we just had put in there. So we need to make sure this is the right way round. Obviously, we don't want it with the screws up. So it's going to be going with the screws down that way round there. And that's going to be secured in with, you guessed it, AP screws. So we'll put these APs in. I've noticed the on these last issues, the last few, we've had a lot to do. And you know what? It's the same with the R2 build as well. We've had a hell of a lot to do in each issue. And I'm sure that makes up for those issues where we only had like one bit of plastic to one bit of metal that lasted, you know, like 5 seconds. I think this is where we wish back for those days. But yeah, there's definitely quite a bit to do there. I just need to put 2 more screws into this. When you do these, you can see how many people are going to mod these. I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to not have these screws here and perhaps glue it on and fill the holes and do some painting. And I mean, some of the mods I've already seen for this. I mean, apart from Mike's and Chloe and Corey's stuff, the actual paintwork that people have rebuilt engines and stuff like that look really good. But anyway, that's that one on, just like that. Once we've got that, now we're going to be doing this little anti-roll bar thing. I'm just looking at both sides of this. It doesn't look like it's going to matter what way round it goes. As a matter of fact, actually, look, one side's flat and the other side has got a little lip on it. So looking at how this goes here, they don't really, the lip is going to be facing up. So you want it this way round. You can see that? Not that way round. So we put it this way round. We're going to hold this the way it goes. And this is going to be screwed into this hole just down the bottom there, like that. It's going to be screwed in from the top with a surprise, surprise, AP screw. So we'll get that one in now. This is going to be a bit of a tricky one, I reckon, to line up. So I think what I'll do is if I put the screw in here first, just like that, that screw's not falling out of there. Then we'll line this up where it goes, and we'll start screwing it in. And there you go, that's all screwed in. That's what that looks like there. Okay, so once we've got this, step 7, we're going to be putting this section here, which I don't know what it is. It's a little bracket, quarter bracket, pontoon, I don't know. But you've got a little sort of lip on this side, as you can see here. And look, that's going to go into the corresponding bit here, which is just like a slit for it to go in. It's quite a tough fit, but it's not falling out of there. It hasn't asked us to glue that in or anything, but that does sit in on its own. So once we've got that done, we're going to be doing the next bit. The next bit means that we need to bring this over, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on the bottom side of this, because the bits that we're going to be putting in are going to be attaching to these bits just here. So the next bit we're going to need, just looking around, is this long piece here. We've only got 2 bits left, and this is the longer of the 2. And we're going to be putting this in to these little holes here, and it can only go in one way. It's going to be fitting on just like that. So all the detail bits here are going to be pointing in towards the engine, just like that. If I put that in a bit further down, you might be able to see just on top there. That's probably a little bit better on that camera, actually. There we go. And these are going to be secured down with DM screws. So for the first time, we're actually not using AP for this build. We're using the DMs. So get these in. Again, make sure you put it on the right way. Now, perhaps I should be putting a cloth underneath this because I don't want to I don't want to bend any of the components that we put in there. But we'll get this one in first. I've just started that off. I haven't tightened it up completely because I just want to get this one in where it goes first. There we go, and that's both sides. So screwing this down, that one's in, nice and tight, and that one's in as well. So that looks just like that, and that's secured down. That was step 8 done. Now step 9, the bit that we done here with the brackets going to go on last. We're still putting this just a little bit of plastic on just on its own. This bit of plastic is going to be going on this side of the vehicle. Of the engine surround, sorry. Exactly the same way as last time. As you can see, you've got the 2 holes there. Make sure the details are facing on the inside. So this is going to be going on just like that. And once again, this is going to be put on with the DM screws. So let's get them together. First one in. I won't put them in all the way. I'll put one in, secure one side, then I'll do the other side. So that's one side just in a little bit. Put the other side in. And then tighten it up really tight. So that's that side in. Just do this side. Now what I am conscious of while I've just put that on is looking at how this joins around here. Now I'm reckoning that you should sort of maneuver it so that there is no gap in here. So it looks just like that. You don't want a gap in there. So you have to maneuver that once that's in, otherwise you're going to have a bad time with that. So once that's in, the last thing we've got to do is put the side in, the last side, this side here, and obviously we've got this little anti-roll bar thing on there. Now step 10 wants us to put this bit that we made earlier just into this section here. Now you'd think that we're going to be connecting the screws up on this side first, but no, this is also connected through this side on these two screws here. Now the screws that they are putting in there are AP screws, so what we want to do is put this on first and then connect it with the AP screws just on this side here. So let's do that first. This is going to be a little bit fiddly, I reckon, but well, we'll see. So I've put the first screw in just lightly there. I'm just putting the second screw in now. Then we're going to tighten this up really tight. That's that screw in, and we'll do the same to this one. It's a shame we haven't got this on the other side here, because as you can see, those screws really push that corner together. We don't have that luck on that one, so I might put a little touch of glue on that just to keep that nice and tight together. That's something I'll consider later on. But once we've done that, we've put those AP screws in that side. We're going to be putting the DM screws just in this flat edge here. So let's do that now. That's the first one in. And we'll put the second one in. Just goes into here. And then once they're in, the last thing we're going to be doing is with an AP screw, just one of these little AP screws, we're going to be turning this over like that. And as you can see, we've got this little like anti-roll bar thing to put in. I don't know what this is. I'm calling it an anti-roll bar. It probably isn't, but you know, looks like one. So I'm calling it what I think it is. And we screw that in there just like that. Nice and tight. And then when that's in, looking good, that is that section complete. As you can see, we've got the surround all the way through. Pretty good issue. What do you think? Top camera there. That looks really nice. I'm sure that's ready to go in the vehicle now. So that was quite an easy issue. Makes a change. Okay, before I wrap up, I'm just going to show you the EL wire. This is EL wire. As you can see, you've got a battery pack or a little transformer thing that provides power, and you've got a little cap at the end which completes the circuit. So when it turns on, as you can see, it looks just like that. It's probably better if I turn the lights out and show you what this looks like in the dark. So there you go. That's what it looks like in the dark, and you can bend it and do anything you want with it. Looks pretty cool, huh? But let me just talk about this wire quickly and let there be light. I'll just turn that off. Basically, you do need to have this power pack to charge it, and this can be cut, but if you cut it, you have to put the end, the connector on, because obviously it needs to complete the circuit. But you can fold it round things, so it wouldn't really need cutting. You could have it sort of like that going through the unit, and then obviously you got the fascia on. So many ideas with that, but that's EL wire, and that's blue. But I think white looks better, so there you go. That's what's probably going to be coming when we do the flux bands. What have we got coming next time? Next time we've got some more fascias by the look of it for the engine surround. So, in issue 85, do we put this in the car? I don't know. We could either check Joe Walsh's No Concept of Time channel out, or we can tune in next time and see what issue 85 has to hold. Anyway, hope you like that video. Take care.